Hi everybody, sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyaye sibuka ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senze ama-reviews ama-recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. If it's your first time joining us today and you really like our content, ungakhohlwa ukuthi upress subscribe button la ngezansi kanye no-notification bell ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Guys, today I want to talk a little bit about that video that Makhumalo did. Angazi ukuthi why recently or this season it almost feels like she feels the need to defend herself or to explain herself after every episode. She's always gonna do a video when she's explaining why she did certain things on the show, or she's gonna post something almost explaining her actions on the show. I do feel like it's an indication yokuthi uyayifila kancane pressure, especially this particular one, because ngathi befuna explain the issue of people saying that she's being fake just because she's nice all the time. And I guess it's getting to her and she feels like she needs to explain it. And why does she react the way that she reacts when it comes to a situation like her marriage yakamseleko. But when I watched it the first time, because the first time I saw it, it was on Facebook. I actually didn't pick up this one issue that I picked up when I was watching this clip for the second time on Josie Troop just now, today. Okay. Josie Troop was just posting a clip of that video. And what she was talking about, or what she was concentrating on, is why Makhumalo laughed when they were talking about Mdletshe being the number 5 or a girlfriend Kamseleko that is coming to join the family. There is a point where Makhumalo awkwardly laughs when everybody else is serious. And Umacele even explains it to say that's what Makhumalo does when they talk about something that is serious, and she just doesn't want her feelings to be hurt. So in that clip, she's explaining why she was laughing. This is not the reason I'm doing this video, but let me just mention why she said she was laughing. She said she laughed because Umayeni seems to want to know more about Mdletshe, and she's surprised by that because Umayeni is one of the wives that didn't want to know anything about number 5. So it was funny to her that all of a sudden Umayeni wants to know everything about Mdletshe. Remember, Umayeni was asking for your first name, Mdletshe, nanokuthi wapi, and all of that. So it was fun. I understood it. It's okay. Yeah, I guess it's funny if you think about it. But what I picked up, she says, because they are one of the viewers asked to how come aren't you guys tired of talking about the issue number 5? Okay. And so she answers and say, guys, listen, we are not the ones in edit. Okay, meaning that they're not the ones that edit the show. Okay, so that question passes, and then the clip moves on to when she says she reassures our viewers when it comes to Ntando Nesembo, that's one show that she's part of that is not scripted. Okay, she says it's this one. She is specific to say this one, which is Ntando Nesembo, is not scripted, almost indicating or insinuating that the Real Housewives, it's because she's done 2 reality shows. She's done the Ntando Nesembo and Real Housewives, and if she's saying this one is not scripted, it almost felt like she's saying that other one it might be scripted, but this one I am sure that it's not. Okay, so yeah, you guys. Get what you get from that. But she actually, it almost felt like she is shading Real Housewives, which gave me an indication maybe she's not going back this season actually. If she has a nerve to shade a show where she's still waiting to hear if she has, she's been casted for the new season or not. Anyway, namanja kakasho you guys if she has been casted for season 3. But she says Ntando Nesembo is not scripted, unlike amanye shows asewenzile, and we know the other show that she has done is Real Housewives. But here's the thing, okay. Ntando Nesembo is not scripted. What we see is what if they're having a conversation, that's what they were going to talk about, and that's what they discuss and all of that. Okay. However, earlier on when the viewer was asking if aren't you guys tired of talking about number 5? She goes into saying, but guys, remember, we're not the one that is in edit. Okay? Because why would you, if a viewer says, because aren't you tired of talking about number 5, why wouldn't you just say, no, but this is something that is part of our family right now? This is part of our family right now. We cannot avoid talking about her. Why would you refer to edits to say, remember, we're not the ones that are in edits, and so we cannot control in the baga number 5. It doesn't make sense. And then and then she says ukuthi show is not scripted. I think one of the things that as ama reviewers, ama reality shows, we are misunderstood in is that when we say ama reality shows are scripted, people think that we mean that every day a person gets a script and that says, Makhumalo, you will say this, and then Mayeni says this, and then Mdletshe says this, and then this person says this. What we mean when we say these shows are scripted, we mean that things are prompted and things are influenced and pushed a certain way. Like if they wanted to have a conversation about number 5, you are going to sit down and have a conversation about number 5. That's why I feel like she cannot give us a reason, because she should have said, guys, of course we can't stop talking about number 5 because it's a real thing for our family. But she just said we cannot be blamed for historical number 5 because we are not involved in the editing. That for me gives it up to say, yes, things are prompted to look a certain way, meaning that if you sit down and you are prompted to have that conversation at number 5, it's going to be edited in such a way that we feel like that is all that this family talks about all the time, when they actually do other things as well, But since the producers want us to see this family as the family that right now the only important thing that they're dealing with is number 5, that's how they are going to edit it, okay? But editors cannot edit sins that never took place. Like, they can never create sins. They edit something that happened. And the fact that in the edits they want to have conversations about number 5 means that they have to prompt and push the family to a point where they discuss on number 5, whether they still want to discuss on number 5 or not. Because I feel like, for me, the fact that Makhumalo is not saying, no, guys, we cannot stop talking about number 5. It's something that exists in the family. She moves to saying it's because of the edit. For me, tells me that, for me, that is her confirming that the show is scripted. But the only thing that people misunderstand is that when we say the show is scripted, we don't mean to totally script. When uzoti, when uti, when uti. But it is organized in such a way where you guys are going to a restaurant. Can you have a conversation about this particular issue? Because that's the narrative that the producers want to drive for that season. If they want a storyline number 5 to continue, because it seems like that's exactly what Makhumalo is saying. She's saying, they're asking, aren't you tired of storyline number 5? She says, guys, we don't have a choice. It's in the edit. Meaning that if it's in the edit, what are they going to edit if you didn't sit down and talk about it? If they want to have it in the edit, they're obviously going to have it in the scene. Who prompts the scene? That is exactly what scripting is when it comes to the reality shows. Things are prompted to, conversations are prompted to happen. Conversations that maybe you wouldn't normally have. The meetings that Umden Wagamselegu have, sometimes I'm like, does this family live on having meetings all the time? Or do these meetings only take place when the cameras are around so that we can get the scenes? That is scripting, you guys. If you are having a meeting that you wouldn't normally have if the cameras were not around, that is scripting. It's not that the cameras just go Gamselegu bafike bahlale nje bathi hayi sobona ukuthi kwenzekani namhlanje. Hey ya nebalela abantu bala ekhaya namhlanje benza ilutho. No, if they're shooting that day, there is a plan ukuthi what are we going to be shooting namhlanje sishootha endlini kamacele, sisendlini kamayeni, sisendlini kamangwabe, sisendlini kama, that in itself. And what are we siyendlini kamangwabe, kuyokwenziwani endlini kamangwabe. They have to know ukuthi what's going to happen, and because of that they have a way where they can push things to appear a certain way, in a way that is scripting, you guys. But yeah, she believes Makhumalo ukuthi it's not scripted, it's real. But I do feel like she gave up information a little bit about scripting when she was trying to prove to us that the show is not scripted at all, you guys. I think one of the things also that I learned from the video when I was watching it on Facebook as a whole, I feel like she really is puzzled by the fact that we all think that she's not being real. She is puzzled by the fact that we are puzzled by the way that she acts on the show. She really is. She feels like she's being herself. She feels like she's being real. She doesn't feel like she's faking. She feels like just because she agrees to everything, she doesn't understand why people feel like just because she agrees to everything, then she is faking. But you guys, I think it's just a matter of us not being able to relate to her, but it might be really the way that she is, you guys. Listen, I always am hoping ukuthi Makhumalo, when she has these conversations and she's going live, maybe she will give up some information on whether she is on Real Housewives of Durban. She's somebody that talks a lot about the shows that she's on. The fact that she doesn't mention Real Housewives, I do feel a little bit like she might not be part of the cast for season 3, because I think information now is starting to slip, and but with her it's like she doesn't want to talk about that show. I did watch one live on Instagram where she was answering my questions, but she would not answer a question on whether she's coming back for season 3. It might be in her on her contract that you do not reveal until we make the announcement. I don't know, but I do feel like the fact that we always get these lives from her, but she doesn't say anything about season 3, to me makes me suspicious that she might not be coming back this season. Anyway, you guys, that's all that I wanted to say on this issue. Please make sure that you watch that clip on Josie Troop. I think also there is a full video here on YouTube, but also it's on Facebook, where she was talking about why how she doesn't understand why people think she is fake just because of the way that she is when it comes to relating to Umselegu and the other wives on Ntando Tembo this season. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Please like the video before niphume kuyona. Share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ngithanda kakhulu.